What's going on, everybody? It is a Tech Talk Tuesday. That's right, it is February 21st, 2023, and shit, we're actually doing it on a Tuesday. It again is Mr. Savage here in the house, and the co-host, Hitamura.
What's up, guys? It has been a minute, man.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, dude.
We've been doing a whole bunch of living, just a whole bunch of living lately. And we got a lot of good freaking discussions and stories for you guys.
Oh, living is that's a pretty good statement on that one. So I mean, what do we got today?
Okay, let's start off with your little baby, the SUV, the Dora the Explorer.
Oh my God.
Yes, he nicknamed his SUV Dora.
Well, I mean, she is an Explorer.
Yeah, she is.
A four-wheel drive Explorer.
You broke her arm.
Yes, I actually did. I actually did break her arm.
All right. Okay. This was a couple of months back, and you were driving home, and you were It's not like you were drunk or anything. You were not. No. You were extremely tired, and your anxiety was peaking. So you're out of it.
It's one of those things. I mean, in a sense, older vehicles, they really don't have like the best lights. And yes, I do have, a light bar on this thing, obviously, but they just generally don't have the best lights. And I did come from a birthday party, and I was drinking some beer and so on and so forth. But it was nowhere near to the point where I'm like, okay, I gotta stay somewhere. I'm gonna stay with someone. Yeah, I'm not gonna drive home.
It wasn't the FUBAR drink.
No. It was nowhere even close.
Casual.
Just casually, like having a few beers. I'm like, I'm gonna go home. But I was so damn tired, and I really don't know where the hell I was. Yeah. Because I wanted to take the back roads, because I like taking the back roads sometimes. And the problem with that is there's no damn lights out there at all.
Yeah, you take one wrong fucking turn and you're damn near in another state.
Oh yeah. You're next thing you know, you're like, welcome to Houston. You're like, what the So. Yeah. But basically, I just got so turned around, I ended up in other towns that I knew, and I was just completely lost, and it got to the point where I was so fatigued, and that's literally what it was. I was just so tired that late at night that I don't remember shit. I ended up just sleeping in the SUV, and I know I was texting you and one of our other friends. Yeah,
me and another of our friends who, I won't say the name because he's secretive like that. But we were chilling out, and I get a lot. Well, to me, it was like a distress text. It was the red flag, hey, guys, come fucking save me type of text. And I'm like, oh boy, we gotta go. Talking to this guy, I'm like, dude, we gotta go. I don't know where he is. I've been talking to him here and there, but he doesn't know where he is. And he's just said that his car's not coming. His car's not working. That's the last thing you told me.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. So basically, I didn't know where the hell I was at that point. Mm-hmm. But I do remember I hit some debris somewhere in one of the towns, and just like boom, I blew a tire, and the car wouldn't start, and I fell asleep. It was like 2:00 in the morning. That I do remember.
It was like 1:00 when we found you. 2:00 when we got back.
The fact that you guys found me was the best part.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. We were driving around the back roads because the guy driving knew the back roads a little bit, and me, I'm eagle eye, so I'm keeping a lookout. Yes. And I'm like, dude, we're not here. He's not over here, not over there. That kind of looks like him, but no, that's not him. That's not the sticker that's on the SUV. So
but you guys eventually did find me.
We eventually found you. And it was funny, because we drove by you twice. We drove by your ass twice. The third time was when I was like, wait. Back up. That's where he is. Stop. This dude floored it. No, not floored it. He stopped. Damn near in the middle of the road. Put hazards on, backed up, and that's when, I freaking yank your door open, freaking hit you in the chest like, hey, buddy, we got you.
And I'm like, Mom, is it time for school?
Man.
No, I couldn't believe it. But you know, the thing was, the next day, went back out there, put the spare tire on because I knew I popped the tire. But whatever I hit, and today, like, nobody knows what I hit. There was nothing around. I hit something. It wasn't a person.
No, it was not. We should
Not even possible. But whatever I hit, literally broke my rim.
Mm-hmm. Shattered it.
No, it broke a chunk of my rim off. It broke my tie rod free from my knuckle.
Mm-hmm.
And the lower control arm was damaged to begin with. So, to this point, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, I don't know what I hit.
Yeah, it was a oopsie.
And it's one of those things, it's like, dude, just, even when you're tired, like, do not drive. I have had many times, even during the afternoon, like just the other day when you and I had lunch, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was swerving a little bit and, like, you know, closing the one eye. Like, I was tired just in the middle of the afternoon. When you're tired, it is just as dangerous as being drunk.
Yeah, sadly enough, bro, it was like about not even 2:00.
Yeah,
in the afternoon.
It was the afternoon. Yeah,
but we had gotten to a place we normally frequent sometimes.
Yeah,
and we ate heartily. We ate.
Oh yeah, we ate.
And that's what killed us.
Mm-hmm.
To where, you know, you were drifting off. I was starting to drift, but, you know, I was still aware that when you started going into another lane, I was like, "Whoa, hey, buddy."
Yeah, I was tired. I'm just saying, you know, being tired on the road it's no bueno, man.
No
bueno at all.
It's not. If you guys are ever feeling like you can't do it. If there's
it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
That's why truck drivers have set hours and they're not allowed to go over.
They have set protocols.
They have set hours. They're not allowed to drive over those hours for that reason.
Mm-hmm. If you're not feeling it, don't risk it.
All right, so.
But that was the
that one got fixed. You know, that problem got fixed. That got squared away. Wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but then it was on to the fun stuff.
Oh God.
We once again we started hitting up the local gentlemen's club. I can't even say it was local. It's in the next town.
Well, you know, just one of the gentlemen's establishments.
One of the gentlemen's establishments. And we went there, and for me, I'm not a big fan of the gentlemen's club. I don't care. I don't mind it. It's cool. Sometimes I just have more fun chilling outside with the bouncers, cracking jokes with them.
And that probably is one of my more favorite things. Like when, you know, we do go to a gentleman's establishment, I enjoy hanging out with the bouncers, you know, fellow bouncers.
Yeah,
I did it for a while too.
Sharing
checking
stories,
IDs, talking about just crap that's happened.
Yeah.
But this guy,
this guy
was like, dude, like 6'8", had the flat top buzz cut thing going.
Yeah.
Wearing a silky shirt. I mean, he had handcuffs on him. He was eating a sandwich. He had a police baton. And he had a taser. And I'm not talking like a little stun gun. No, he had a pistol taser, like an actual taser pistol.
Bastard can hit you from like...
He was an EMT.
Yeah.
He was a full-blown EMT, just one of the side things he does. He's also a volunteer firefighter.
Yeah, he even pointed out the freaking EMT he rides in when it passed by.
Yep.
That was cool.
Exactly, yeah. And that was one of those things. And he knows all the PD out there very, very well because he's worked with them.
Yes.
The funniest thing about this guy is when I looked at him, and, you know, he had walked away from it, and he went inside to check something out, and I talked to the other guys. And the one bouncer, I was like, dude, I'm going to call you Nickelback. Because he had, like, the cool freaking, like, curly hair with a cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
And what did he tell me? He's like, it's not Nickelback.
It's not Nickelback.
I forgot what he
it was like Alan Johnson or Alan Jackson?
Alan Jackson.
He kept
calling himself Alan. No, it's Alan Jackson. And, you know, you had the big Mexican guy over there, and he was laughing about that one. But we all agreed on one thing, that this other bouncer was Farva.
He was Farva
from Super Troopers. Farva from Super Troopers, because he had that freaking face, the same buzz cut. in that same attitude.
That same intensity.
And he was funny as hell, dude.
Yeah.
Because I remember he told us a story like that night. He was in another venue that, he had worked at previously, he had bounced at, and he told some funny stories about throwing people out and, so on and so forth for whatever domestic altercations there were. Mm-hmm. But I clearly remember he went there and he was off and he was hanging out.
Yeah, he was off. He had a day off and he wanted to chill.
I'm going to crack one because this is a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And this kind of place, and a lot of people will love this. It's one of those BYOB places. So you can bring your own liquor in there. You can buy beer, you can buy a mixed drink, but they do allow you to bring in your own alcohol. Yes. So you can bring in a bottle. Well, I think what he told us is one of his friends gave him a bottle of Jack Daniels. A regular size bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, and so he was walking around that motherfucker just sipping off his Jack.
Having a good night and
having a great night.
Yeah. And apparently there was an altercation outside and he had the empty bottle. And for whatever reason, apparently the dude started mouthing off. I think police were around, maybe? I'm not sure.
No. The police were en route.
En route to the place. Yes, that's right.
And then, him being a bouncer, and you've had this.
Yes, I've had this. Yeah, I've dealt with this before.
You see certain stuff start to go down. You start to get into it.
There is an altercation with some people in the parking lot, and he had that empty bottle of Jack Daniels that he had finished, and he's still within the premises, but it's like at the front of the place.
So it's like kind of fair game.
It's kind of it's kind of like it's still kind of essentially legal because they got like those dividers, like that boundary line where you cannot cross here with a drink in your hand.
Yeah.
You can stand here, but you cannot cross this line, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like even then it was empty.
Well, apparently it doesn't matter. It's still a bottle. But the thing of the matter was the shit was going on with inside that line, and he was standing there just like, stone faced, like giddy up, just watching it go on. And the push and shove shit started.
Yeah.
And from what he said, is he went up to the dude, was like, "Hey," plunked him with the empty bottle on the head.
Clunk.
Gave him a good old plunk with the bottle, and the dude just, boom, hit the ground.
Good night.
And from that point, I remember what he was kind of saying.
I remember what he was saying.
I clearly remember what he was saying.
Because he started, because he said he started talking with the guy, doing the bouncer thing.
Yes.
The guy started...
Even though he wasn't working, he's just doing his thing.
But the guy started pushing him. That's how he got away with it. The guy started pushing him, took a swing at him.
And clunked him with a bottle.
Yeah, but the other guy was so foobarred, he missed by a country mile.
Apparently so. But still, he hit him on the head with the bottle, and the dude fell over.
Right as the cops showed up. They saw everything.
And this guy, Farva, cuffed him.
With his own cuffs. There you go. Just make sure they get these back to me.
Yeah, it was one of those things where the cops are like, boy, those stars sure look good tonight. Nobody's looking over there.
Nobody knows.
But just watching this dude, like, sitting inside the venue, me and you hanging out with some of our buddies, the bartenders there, and watching him walk around, it was literally like an episode of Super Troopers.
Yeah, and we
inside a gentleman's establishment, everything going on there was a great night. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the next chariot, and then there goes Farva just walking in front of you, mess. Every time I had to go to the restroom, this dude was like
on your ass, just playing with
grabbing me on the ribs and all that. Gotcha, cracking his little taser, and I'm like, this mother.
Oh, but that was a cool thing. Since he was an EMT, you and I both have freaking spine problems. This dude cracked...
Oh, that is right. I totally forgot about that one.
He cracked our backs so loud.
Yeah, we were in the parking lot like, complaining about something. He's like, come here. It was almost like a Duke Nukem voice. It was like a Duke Nukem voice. But it was this 6'8" Farva. with the haircut. No, come here. Let me. There goes your back. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect back snapping.
I literally, he did you 1st, and I saw the
Boy, that got kinky quick.
I saw, yeah, we're getting freaking chiropractored by the bouncer.
Bouncer's out there doing chiropractics with a stun gun in his
He
hand and shit.
bounced us.
He bounced my back right back where it needed to go.
I saw the instant relief on your face.
Oh,
like,
that was great,
dude.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
Cool ass son of a bitch, dude.
but then it was kind of funnier because we went back in, we were chilling out, and one of the ladies, she started having a problem on the stage. Because, she was doing her routine, this and that. She finally, lays down, and she lays down for, like, a minute or two. And it's a gentleman's establishment. Nobody gives a shit. They're just like, oh, hey,
it's whatever.
She's on the floor, yeah.
Wait, are you talking about...
Hold on.
Okay, all right, I'm going to shut up.
So, I see her, like, one leg, and she had, like, the thigh-high stilettos. And I noticed the zipper was like all the way halfway down. And I'm like, okay, she's fucking with her zipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I, being me, as awkward and as socially awkward as I am, gets up like, nobody's gonna help this lady.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Me, zero fucks given.
You had a girl on your freaking lap.
Yes, I know. I was sitting. I'm remembering it all now. I'm sitting right there doing this. Just watching like.
Yeah. But I, being me,
I remember.
socially awkward, I walk over like, here, honey, let me help you. I'm fucking around with her zipper. There's all laces everywhere, and I'm like, okay, I got it. There you go. Before I could even turn around, this lady, like, grabs me and proceeds to pelvic thrust my face into her nether regions.
She destroyed you.
She destroyed.
And that's what I
neck.
remember about all of that is the fact that she destroyed you. You helped her with her boot zipper, and she got off the stage.
Yeah.
And proceeded to
Continue
basically
what she was doing.
Turn you into Kung Pao chicken.
All in the face. But it was funny. It was kind of funny because I'm just sitting there.
Oh, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm just like getting. While she was still on stage, getting hit in the face with snatch,
whatever portion of her lower
extremity
waist region,
and I'm just like, ow, okay, nice, doing that number. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Stop it, please.
And in the meantime, I'm sitting over here going.
And I got a big ass afro.
See what's happening to him. Oh, this is fucking.
Yeah, and I got a big ass afro, so it must have looked hilarious to you.
Yeah, it was great.
But it was funnier because I see out of the corner of my eye, like, other guys, like, looking, maybe one security guard.
It was like one of the tenants at a hotel, like, trying to fluff the pillow.
But he, one of the bouncers, like, look over, like, holy shit, he's trying to do some shit.
He didn't give two fucks.
Yeah, she waved them off. She's like, no, honey, I'm doing this. He helped me.
Yeah, they had zero fucks to give on that
Yeah.
one.
Got done with that. I get back to my seat. She's right there on me. She stands up in the chair and continues to pelvic thrust my face, my nose, and my forehead. Yeah, I got concussed in a freaking in a gentleman's club by a freaking stripper. Not the bouncer, the stripper. The bouncer rearranged my back for me.
Well, you remember that story I told a long time ago when I was in there. I was like, 19, 20 years old. How the mirror got broken. Yeah, same scenario. It was like a back of my head hit the mirror because there was so much of a dump truck reversing into my face. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a great night.
It was a freaking awesome night, man.
Oh my god,
that
dude.
was a great night.
And it was funny because we got there. I mean, not at a late hour.
It wasn't very late.
We stayed there for quite a while, quite a while. But after that, we were like, okay, that's cool. We're gonna top it off at a high point. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, time to go.
And what happened right after we got out of there?
Apparently, from what I was told, the next time I went by, after we left, there was a incident.
Yeah.
I don't
I remember what
somebody
it was.
somebody tried to come in with a gun.
Yes.
That didn't work out very well.
No, it didn't. Not with Favre at the door.
Not with the freaking metal detecting in the whole 9 yards.
And it was funny. And the funny.
And you know that motherfucker was waiting for something like that.
Well, fuck yeah, he was. But the funny thing was who it was, because they told us who it was, because we made on your TikTok, and we'll plug your TikTok after this. You made a video about it.
It wasn't that guy.
It wasn't that guy?
It was not that guy.
Oh.
No, it wasn't that guy. It was just another. It was a random person. No,
Okay, okay.
That was another story.
That's another
That's
story.
a completely different story.
Okay, I got my people
So we're gonna
mixed
we're
up.
just gonna keep that one off.
We're gonna plug that though.
We're gonna plug that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, regardless, it was a really good night. Dude was a dork. I love him to death. He was funny as hell.
Heck yeah, man. That it is funny. You know, people get more intimidated by bouncers and security and bullshit. No, dude.
Make friends with your bouncers,
make
man.
friends with them.
Don't piss
Sit
them off.
around.
And then you can walk through the strip clubs and do whatever the hell you want at that point.
Yeah.
You can just like poke them, fuck with them, do whatever the hell you
Yeah.
want. And hey, man, fist bumps, and they'll come mess with you.
Yeah.
But rest assured, if shit pops off, those dudes are gonna have your back.
Oh.
Make friends with your bouncers.
Yes,
And that brings
yes.
up the next topic. There was 2 guys that were in that gentleman establishment that night
Uh-huh.
that instantly I looked at, and I will admit, kind of profile a little bit. I'm like, these freaking idiots, dude. Really?
They
really?
have no idea what
Throwing
they're
dollars in the air. And, oh, my God, man.
doing. Yeah. They are what everyone calls the tryhards.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. They weren't really trying hard. They were having fun. Is
Right.
what they
Yeah,
were doing.
they
They
were
were having
having
fun. So I ended up going by the bar and just kind of joshing with the bartender. Because the bartender was one of my buddies.
Yeah.
He gave me a couple free shots here and there. I'll buy him a shot. Old friends. Mm-hmm. And we're just joshing, and one of the guys was there. And we started BSing a little bit. We're just talking about, a lot of lovely ladies and this and that tonight. I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a good night. It's a good night, man. And so we just kind of started talking.
Yeah.
And I forgot what he asked me. But we got into the conversation about it. I was like, normally I would be sitting up in that area. And I was pointing to, the VIP room. And I know I've talked about this in other podcasts before, kind of how I, just how I do stuff. Like, if you really want to have a good night with, a couple of your buddies, and you have a little bit of expendable funds, and you really want to make it go a long way, this is kind of how I've done it, because it's how somebody showed me how to do it. And I explained it to him. I was like, look, man, this is how I do it. When you come in, bring $300. $300 if you want to have a big full-blown night with your friends, and especially if you split it multiple ways, it's very efficient.
Oh, yes.
And that's why he was like, wow, how do you do it? I was like, well, this is how I do it. I'll come in with we'll say $300. At least at the time, that's generally what it would cost for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'd go in with $300, whether it's all mine or my friends are pitching in. And I'll go to the bartender or manager and say I would like a bottle service, which generally at the time would cost $100. And I'm just talking, just a basic bottle of vodka, all your mixers, all your ice, and when you buy that, you get the VIP. So I would get the VIP. I would take another 100 and say I want $1 bills, 100 in $1 bills.
Yep.
The remainder of the 100, I would say just break it into 20s. Just give me, 5 20s.
Yes.
And you leave the ones in a stack on the table, and you don't touch them.
That's the loaf.
That's the loaf. And you don't ever touch the loaf.
He's flashing his loaf
You don't ever want to flash the money loaf in front of the boss, because the boss is going to get a little upset about it. I thought after the first time he got done flashing his money loaf, I might feel a little better. But he's done it 3 times already. But that was generally what I would do. Get the bottle, you get 101s, and you take the last 100 and you do it in 20s for dances or whatever. And at that point, everybody's just going to kind of flock and want to hang out. And
Yes,
that was the fun
yes.
thing. And he was like, just stunned. I'm like, yeah, don't sit there and just throw your dollars on the stage. Like, take what you got, put your funds together, and like do something with it. Mm-hmm. And you'd be surprised. You're gonna have, yeah. Either way, you're gonna have a fun night. It really doesn't matter.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun no matter what.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it was actually funny because I'm gonna go back to Farva. We actually saw him bounce a guy. It was a.
Oh God, that guy.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh God, that guy.
I'll explain it. So this guy apparently, from what they've told us, when we were first sitting out there, Joshua and Farva and the other guy, and Alan Jackson, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Apparently this guy knows the owner, best friends with the owner, so he feels like he's got free reign. He can do whatever the fuck he wants in this place.
That's what he was doing.
And that's what he was doing. And he did this shit in front of us. And we wanted to beat his ass. He literally grabbed the girl.
You don't ever grab a woman on stage.
He literally grabbed the girl damn near off the stage and he damn near assaulted her. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I was pretty heated. This dude was going into bouncer mode, so I had to, easy big boy, Farva's on his way. Look at that. Farva
I'm going to find Farva and Alan Jackson.
Yeah. 3 of those bouncers surrounded his ass at his table.
At the table. Like, this had been going on for a hot minute.
And we watched all of it.
Yeah.
Even though everything was going on and everything, I heard it clearly. Get your shit, tap out, leave now.
Yeah, they got thrown out.
Yeah, he still tried talking shit on the way out.
Look, dude, if you want to become a human tumbleweed, be my guest.
Human pretzel.
No, he was gonna tumbleweed his ass.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
It was still a great night. That's all I know.
It was a great night. We had some fun.
Finally got to watch the dude get thrown the frick out. But after, we had gone outside and talked to the guys. I had my cigarette and all that. And I was like, no, dude. I was like, he was grabbing chicks on stage.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, stop that.
Doing
that kind of number. And they were surprised. Like, really? He was doing it like out in the open on stage? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he did it right in front of us.
Ah, boy. But all I know is, aside from all that's been going on in 2023, 2022-ish, or maybe it was like at the beginning of this year, we had some crazier situations personally that have gone on in our more local group.
Okay, that was towards the end of 2022. If it's the same situation I'm thinking of...
I'm talking about that situation.
Okay, that was Thanksgiving.
Was it?
Yes.
No, it had to have been after Thanksgiving, right?
It was either right after or right before. One of the two.
So all I know...
Let me watch the time.
Oh, I see the time. I'm watching the time frame.
All right.
So there was that one incident. I swear to God, I could write like the coolest horror thriller off of this situation that literally happened.
Okay, we may need to like do a little couple of effects here with the movie thing. Like,
should I pause it real quick?
We'll do this.
We'll pause it and we'll jump right back into this. All right, so we're gonna do a quick pause and jump right back into this. So we're totally back in with this one. I had to had to take a moment. So there was an incident where I went out one night by myself, which is generally not a good idea, as a lot of my friends, know. And there was a woman that seemed completely fine. I mean, she wasn't distraught or anything.
Yeah, you've talked with her before.
Yeah, dude, and it was great. Everybody was hanging out, having some drinks.
Yeah.
Seemed like a completely freaking normal person, because she was. So I got her a drink. We were talking and so on and so forth. She was telling me she was going through some hard times. I was going through hard times as well.
Yes.
And everything was totally freaking fine, man. We all had a good night. She had a moment where she freaked out and she tried to leave. And I ran outside, used those pretty blue eyes of mine. It was like, hey, look, man, I'm going through stuff too. Just come back inside. If you need a ride somewhere, I'll give you a ride. I got my motorcycle. One can fit on the back. No big deal. I'll come hang out with you. And that's what we did. We hung out for, the majority of the night. Just talked, smoked a cigarette, picked up a tall boy, shared the tall boy. I mean, generally that was it, man.
Yeah, and yeah, she was a nice lady. It was just it was just at that point in time she had asked you, if she could hang out with you and your friends.
Well, what happened is she called Paladin, and we've talked about Paladin before, and
yeah,
she called me, and he heard her on speakerphone freaking out like she was lost somewhere because she was just walking around on foot, and it kind of freaked him out, and he's like, dude, let's go get her. And that's what we did. I was like, okay, man, we'll go pick her up, and so on and so forth. And he did, brought her over there. It was fine. Take a shower, man, and we're gonna set up some areas for everybody to hang out. We're gonna do a big barbecue, and we set up to do a crawfish boil that day.
Yeah, because she wanted crawfish.
Yeah, she wanted to do a boil. She's like, yeah, that sounds freaking great. But, oh boy.
Yeah, and you guys had invited me, and she heard me over the phone.
Well, the thing was, that morning, like, I woke up, and they were already gone, and they went shopping, and they got all the stuff. And she started drinking at the crack of morning.
Oh, yeah.
That was the main thing. She started drinking at the crack of frickin' morning, and it was probably like 10, 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
This wasn't your average day drinker.
No, this is not your average BS, dude. She had a bottle of freaking whiskey, just like
whiskey,
a whole freaking bottle of whiskey, and she was drinking it straight out of the freaking bottle.
No chaser, nothing.
No, there was no chaser. There was nothing. She just started drinking whiskey, and that kind of started to red flag me.
As it would any other person.
Yeah, I'm like,
you want to slow down there, champ?
And she wouldn't eat anything. Like, I mean, we cooked breakfast that morning, like everything. We had already started the crawfish boil. Boil's going on, like, it's probably, what, was it like 8 o'clock that night?
Yeah, about 8 o'clock.
About 8 o'clock that night, yeah.
Yeah, and we've noticed, because I monitor her too, she started to not just stumble, but mumble to herself a lot, and...
Yes, there was a lot of, she started talking to herself, and...
Then the accusations started coming out.
It started to get really, really weird, because she just kept drinking and wouldn't eat, and like the cooking, we were cooking, everything's going on, and then it started to get weird.
It started to take a turn. And, yeah, the like I said, then the accusations started to come out. And
she started to get really weird.
Very weird, very quickly.
To the point where, we're all walking around doing our thing. I barely even drinking a beer, and she only trusted me.
Yeah.
And Paladin, he wasn't paying much attention to it because he's not worried about much. And at a certain point, I noticed she would not put her phone down.
No, she would not.
She would not put the bottle of whiskey down.
No, she had a white knuckle grip on that thing. And it was already empty.
No, it was not empty.
It wasn't?
It was halfway.
Oh, fuck.
Halfway. So you can say it was halfway drank or halfway empty. Whatever you want to say. Half full, half empty, it doesn't matter. My opinion, it was half empty. And that's when she started making the accusations
Yeah.
about people.
About us.
Thinking,
She was in a murder house.
and we were all there to kill
Kill
her.
her.
And that's what freaked me out the most.
Yeah.
Is because I turned my back for 1 second and she had a knife out while holding the bottle in her phone. And the thing that scared me the most is she only trusted me.
Yeah. And, you know, she was freaking out everybody. Paladin, he's normally not one to get freaked out, and even
He
was
wasn't
like,
really freaked out. He was more,
concerned,
how do I
concerned?
deal with this situation?
Yeah.
It was
Odd.
a scary situation, especially when she was stating things like, even if you guys all try to kill me, I'm going to
Cut one of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being that she only trusted me, I had to try to follow her wherever she went,
Yeah.
because my only objective was to get the knife away. Which
Yeah.
I did.
You did.
And there was a dispute in the process, but I had to make an agreement that in the morning you will get this back.
Yes. You had to put her in, I guess, in the timeout.
She needed a timeout.
A really big one.
Because I'll tell you, I've never had anxiety that high in my life.
No, dude. I've seen you have your anxiety before.
You
That
wanna
was
talk
on
about a
whole different-
twist?
Yeah, that was on a whole different level
That was a twist I never expected in my life,
that you never wanted.
and I never want to deal with again. A person's mind is a very powerful thing, and when it goes to that level, doesn't matter who you are,
That thing can do some damage.
oh my god, that was a night. But
Wow. But the funniest thing was we did make up a nickname for her. The Bag Lady. The Bag Lady. Yeah.
But, you know what? That's all the time I got tonight, people. We had to have fun with some of this.
Yeah.
It was really good having you in here again, buddy. The 2023 fist pump on that one, man. It's going to be a good year. I hope everybody else has a good year. 2022 wasn't the best, but you know what? It's 2023. Let's make the best of it. Let's do this again. We're going to keep pumping these things out as much as we can. Once again, Mr. Savage here, and the co-host Tina Mora in the studio. Guys, it was a pleasure trying to pull one of these out again. Thank you so much for tuning in if you are one of our listeners. If not, please subscribe. Dude, we'll keep them going. We will keep them going.
And don't forget, Mr. Savage is on TikTok.
Oh, I'm on TikTok now. Just shh, let's keep it at that.